Hello friends, Mark here from Rosendale Band and Higher Voltage Studios. Today I thought I would continue doing the studio walk round that we've been working on over the last couple of weeks for Higher Voltage Studios. Last week I took you through the build process with mostly still photographs, and you'll have seen the build process. We're now inside the studio, and I thought I'd just show you a little bit of the features of it, really, in all its messy glory, because I haven't really had time to clear up. But I thought, hey, you know, just show you how it is. I will probably end up clearing it up a little bit, but having said that, this space sort of has evolved into a working space, and this is how it kind of works at the moment because I use it as a mixture of things. So I'm using it mostly for, well, actually no, it's split 50-50 between rehearsing with bands and playing live in here, so we can make a right racket and we don't bother our neighbours, as we discussed in the last video. And then we also do recording in here, and I can mix in here in the mixing area behind, where I'll turn the camera around in a minute and you'll be able to see it. Yeah, so it's just one room. There's no separation in here. I haven't got enough space to have like a separate mixing booth, and I don't even have a separate vocal booth or anything like that. I have soundproofed around the mixing area, and that's where I do vocal recording as well, just because it's fairly dead there. Behind me you can see some of the artwork that I got from my mum's house, because she's sadly gone into a care home. This is the age that we hit now, and so I've put some of the artwork that came from her up on the walls here, and even this lovely hanging that she brought back from China once upon a time is in here, and that will help deaden the sound a little bit. There's nothing behind it, so it's not thick. But I have put some soundproofing up, which I did talk about last week, around here. Above the mixing area, you'll see over there is the sound panels that we've put, or I've put in. There's some bass traps behind the speakers, and there's the soundproofing on the ceiling there, and there's a few more bits around here like that. So those panels are around about, I think they're about 2 inches thick or something like that, and they're filled with kind of rock wool, and they will deaden the sound. And then lastly, you've got these great big doors here, which are half covered by these curtains that I have put up. They're not particularly thick. They should really be thicker. I've double lined some of them, or put two curtains up where there should be one, just to try and thicken it up. Just got these for free off a job that I was working on, so I just made use of those. And then we've got some artwork over there as well by my cousin Nick. So in terms of the structure of this place, we also put in a toilet, which is over here. I'll just quickly show you inside. Just a regular, fairly regular loo. Oh, hang on, I'll put the light on. Hold on a minute, let's do that. I've got this sort of handheld thing that I'm using at the moment. So the toilet is in here. There it is. There's loo. And put up a little bit of artwork to make it kind of homely. And there's a mirror there. Hooray! And that's the sort of handheld thing I'm using for today, which I'm slightly struggling with getting it to move in the direction I want it to. Anyway, the toilet, the reason I showed you that is because the toilet has created this mixing area, or at least the space that I thought would make a fairly good mixing area, because you've got the long wall is this one along here, and in other sort of studio videos that I'd watched apparently it's best to have your mixing area at the end of, if you've got like an oblong shaped room, then it's better to have the longer walls either side of you, and then the short wall is where you put your speakers and things like that. So I kind of followed those lines of thought and put this mixing area here, and it does work, or it seems to work. And then of course you can put on these soundproofing panels up here like that to kind of create this good space. I'll come back to that mixing area in a minute, because we also have, I've got a cupboard there where I keep lots of music related stuff, bits of microphones and other recording bits of equipment. That's my old stereo from when I was at college years ago. I found it in the loft the other day, so I brought it down because it can play cassettes, and I found some old demos and stuff on cassette, so I'm going to try and plough through those over this year and have a listen to those, which is quite exciting if you like revisionist old stuff. So what else have we got? So that's right, I was going to show you that in here, this is the sort of live room bit here. Let's turn the camera around a bit. That's looking across the room, and we've got the area here where in front of the doors is usually where we set the drum kit up, sort of over here. And if I pull that down a bit, the floor is this fairly hard vinyl, and then I've put some rugs down here as well, because we get, especially in this corner, we get quite a lot of, I think they're called comb reflections if I clap, which I'm not going to, but it does this sort of weird fizzy echo, and that actually does help. It helps to have these rugs down. And then we're looking back from this corner now, where we would normally set the drum kit up, back to the mixing area. For live, there's only 3 of us, and it's plenty of room for the 3 of us. We've got drums, bass and guitar. I tend to stand over there where the mixing area is, because that's where all my amps and things are. And then we've got Paz is over here, usually in the bass area of the room. Let's get this chair out of the way so I can see. Let's see if I can, there we are. So that's the bass amp that we've been using. It's by Hughes and Kettner, and it's really good. 200 watts, so it's pretty loud. We use it for live work, and it's got a great sort of DI sound as well. So we use it for recording as well. Bought by my fabulous friend Victor Davis, who then moved to Warsaw and couldn't take it with him, so I've got it for the time being. And it's a fabulous piece of kit. And then also, let's show you the other bit of live stuff that we've got. We've got, apart from this guitar here, which is an old Hondo from my friend John. We've got, there's a bit of artwork by my cousin Nick. Here is that's the mixing desk. It's just an old Behringer, very old school, not digital, hasn't got any effects in it, which is why we've got that Boss digital delay on the top for a bit of echoes for when we do vocals. But that runs all our microphones and things for when we do rehearsals in here. And then we've got a PA. Where are we? There's a PA, is the RCF speakers, which are great. Quite light, easy to transport around and carry. So I've done various acoustic gigs with these, but they're perfect for monitoring and listening to vocals in here, in terms of if we're playing quite loudly with the drum kit. We've got various microphone stands lying around. I mean, I've got lots of bits of kit in, like that keyboard in the corner there. Just lying around, which I do need to tidy up. So that's the sort of PA bit of, and the live idea behind this room. And then that's the loo there. And so then we come back to this mixing area, which is rather fab. Spent a bit of time setting this up. I'm sure it can be improved. You can see the paneling up on the ceiling and behind the speakers there. I've got some Dynaudio monitors there, which are brilliant. These babies. And in fact, my friend Gavin just gave me this Rogers set of speakers, which I haven't plugged in yet. Apparently they're a bit more gritty sounding, but I'm going to try those out soon on mixes. I've got a Mac Studio underneath the monitor there. And then to the left of it, I have my Universal Audio 710, which is 4 valve and solid state preamps. Sorry, I came out of shot there. For microphone preamps, and it's got another 4 at the back, so it's really useful when going into that Focusrite sound card. I've also got, moving across here in shot, there we are, I've got my old Mini Me, and more importantly I've got a DAV, a stereo DAV, Broadhurst Gardens #1, and that has been my workhorse microphone preamp for many years. It's fantastic. And again from Gavin Hammond, I've also bought another 2 which are here in a sort of mini rack format, lunchbox I think you call it. So that's the preamps that I've got in here, and we've recorded 3 songs, I'd say pretty successfully. I'm really happy with the drum sound. I don't know if you can hear, I can certainly tell. When over there it's a bit more live, and when I walk over to here, which is right underneath where these panels are, it gets a lot more, the sound gets a lot more dead here with these panels. So there's less reflections over here, which is the whole point for mixing. Let me have a think, what else have I got to show you? I mean, it is a bit of a mess in it, but hey. That's looking at the studio, going around and round. Oh, I suppose I could quickly show you just here. Oh, I suppose I can show you my amps, can't I? So I've got my guitar amps. So my friend John Morrissey, who makes music under the moniker Cardiogram, he makes electronic music, but he spent many years working in a guitar shop, and it's down to him that I own a lot of my guitars, because he'd show me some amazing guitars and I couldn't help myself, and I bought some. And for instance, this is one of his recommendations. This is divided by 13. Oh God, there's so much crap everywhere. Underneath all of that stuff, there we go. That's the divided by 13 RSA 23C. It's actually a BTR 20 or something, or 23. BTR 23, I think it really is, but it was like one of the first ones, so they called it an RSA, which was Rusty Anderson's amp. Then they modified it for the other guy who plays with Paul McCartney, Brian BTR, I can't remember what his name is, but anyway, that's the model. And I bought that from Paul at Studio Rat, so shout out to Paul. It's a wicked amp. And I got another one after that, which is here. This is the SJT, what is it, 1020, the SJT, I think it's SJT. Yes, it is. It's the SJT 1020, and it is phenomenal sounding. You will hear that in forthcoming videos. Both of the amps are just crazy good. Fantastic pieces of kit, as they should be, because they're bloody expensive. I've also got an orange amp down there. I won't quite show you at the moment because, well, I will actually, it's here. Where is it? It's down there. There's my orange AD30. So I've got a few different pieces of kit. Yeah, so those are the guitar amps that I'm using, and I will show you how they sound in videos forthcoming. Yeah, so this is the setup really for now in terms of the space. I'm really happy with it. I mean, it's such fun to be here, mixing, recording, and making a racket. It's just too much fun. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed having a look around. If you want to see any other bits, please let me know in the comments, I suppose. Apart from that, I'll sign off now because we're at Higher Voltage Studios and I'm going to go and do a bit of work now. But great to have you along, and I'll see you at the next video. All right, take care. Bye.